Many people know that we can install solar panels on a similar tracker, which rotates the panels according to the movements of the sun across the sky, and therefore their electricity production increases almost 1.5 times. Now I'm showing how one guy came up with the idea to use a tracker not for a solar panel, but for this cheap solar collector, where solar radiation hits the water inside these pipes, and the tracker increases the heat production up to several times. My video will describe how 22 square meters of these expensive solar collectors will be installed on a tracker and will produce these kilowatt-hours of heat to completely cover these heating needs of a house during the 5 coldest months. That is why the house will not need a traditional heating system with expensive electricity or natural gas, and this free solar energy will save the homeowner several $100s annually. The difference between these columns leads to this excess solar heat, which will be used for hot water supply, including during these remaining months, which additionally saves up to $1,000 annually. These were data for a house with an area of 100 square meters in this coldest city in Texas, city of Amarillo, where the solar heating system should have this composition. Such a complete construction cost of about $10,000 in the cases of more northern cities requires the addition of several innovations, which will be described in my future videos. This is the climate of the coldest month in Amarillo, and we see that the winter is usually warm, but Amarillo is located at an altitude of over 1 kilometer, and frosty nights are common. These solar collectors heat up antifreeze liquid that heats up the water in these two tanks as described in this my old video, which also describes several home heating system options for moving the thermal energy from those tanks into the house. We saw that winters in Amarillo are very sunny, and therefore those two tanks should store enough energy to heat the house for 2 non-sunny days in a row. That is why these two tanks have to contain 1 ton 700 kilograms of water, which can be heated by the solar collectors to these temperatures, and the house can take the energy to this level. Hot water supply to the house can be done in traditional ways from this large tank for 700 liters of very hot water. Unnecessary heat itself turns into evaporation of the water from this tank. The solar collectors are installed on a single-axis tracker, and now I am showing examples of it. This axis should be almost vertical, and the angle of inclination of the axis is approximately 20 degrees without changing the angle for different months. The tracker can be one for all the 22 square meters of solar collectors, but we can use several small trackers, for example like this or like this. This is the heat production power from 22 square meters of solar collectors on the tracker from this sunrise to this sunset, and this is the same but without the tracker when the solar collectors are motionless. We see that the tracker increased this heat production by 1.5 times compared to this case without the tracker. These were the conclusions for such conditions, but the gain will be 2.5 times in the northern regions in summer. The tracker will only work for 3 winter months, December, January, February, and then the tracker will be motionless. That is why this efficiency in the winter months is noticeably greater than in these months when the solar collectors are motionless. Moreover, we additionally fix the tracker in early March in such a way as to protect it from strong winds, because Amarillo is on the western edge of Tornado Alley, and hurricane season runs from June to November. The strongest winds in Amarillo are here in March and April, and the most dangerous south wind is here 3 summer months and September.